This is a lawyer. The Constitution says that the right to privacy. So my privacy is to have communication with my ex. Is there any for business?
In law, every rule has an exception.
So which one is the exception?
The exception is that you also have the right to protect
What are you protecting?
your marriage.
I'm protecting with my ex.
Listen to me. When you marry, you see, I don't have a problem with your girlfriend. But I'm talking about my wife.
Who?
And you know, because of the failure of Adam to protect Eve and always make sure that he was around Eve. Where was Adam when the snake came around?
Oh. So
Adam was chilling.
So lawyer Adam Maurice Ampaw.
So me,
Yeah.
it is important to protect your wife.
So you are protecting her.
You must know all your wife friends,
Hey, Ampaw.
what your wife do,
Ampaw.
and I will never allow my wife to dance with any man.
Hey.
Because when you dance with any man, it's a cause for divorce. You dare not dance. You see, because you don't know that dancing is highly romantic.
How?
Can you imagine this program had been turned into a party?
Yes.
Then I have my wife here. Then all of a sudden, there's this song. Odei, meneji nawo, pam 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 na na. Then my wife is on the floor. Then all of a sudden, a young guy joins my wife. And then they are dancing. Odei, meneji nawo, pam pam pam. And you know women, when they dance, they will turn.
Yeah.
And then they will do it. And this young boy decide to cheat my wife. And I'm with him say, Obama so there, Ochipa, and the be sorry. And the boy, the court is sorry with cheat my wife. Now me meet you. Can you imagine? Me meet you. Ochi, and my wife will get the signal. Say, Akwe, me cry, me kruti or cry no payo. Do you know that there has been protection?
Okay.
That is why you need to protect your wife.
So
all men, you must protect your wife. Don't allow your ex
all right.
to get closer to your wife.
Thank you very much, Lawyer Ampaw. Me too, I want to tell you, don't allow your husband to know your ex.
Good. Your husband to do what? Don't allow your husband to do
I
what?
didn't hear it.
Charlie,
Because if you don't know the ex, would that be a problem? No, don't let your husband know. That's all.
my wife. Yes, it's good. I don't want to know my wife's ex. It's not necessary.
It's not necessary. Yeah.
Yes, I quite remember.
Thank you very much. Put it together for Lawyer Ampaw. Lawyer, what is a will?
Oh, it's just a declaration of intention as to what should happen to you after you have gone. How your property and your affairs will be administered after you have gone. That's the definition of a will.
So it means that a will will only be administered after.
It's just an intention.
So your will is administered after you are no more.
Yeah, it comes into effect after your death.
So you can't be alive and your will be
No,
administered.
once you are alive, it's just an intention which can be changed at any time. But the most important thing is that we are having a national security crisis in this country. It's a security risk for people not to make their will. So currently, at the law court, we are having a lot of estate cases because a lot of Ghanaians are dying, and if you have about 100 people dying, you have about 80% not making a will.
What are you talking about? No, get this straight. Let me get this straight. Lawyer Ampaw, you are saying that cases that are coming now in our law courts are that we have 100 people dying and 80 of them have not written a will.
Yes, definitely. So, and meanwhile, what they have done is that they have left the sharing of their property, how their estate will be managed, to the state. And at times, you need to initiate a process for the state to be interested in sharing your property. And a lot of people don't know the process. So what happens is that you fail to make a will, you fail to tell us how your property should be shared. And you've forgotten that your body is your property. This body is a property.
Me, my body.
Yes, it's a property.
Whose property?
And the moment you die, it becomes the property of the family.
Me.
So you cannot make a will over your property, your body. So for example, You cannot say that when I die, they should bury me here. They should give my body to this. This body, immediately you die, becomes the property of the family.
Oh, so you mean that I cannot will for me like this? The color of my penis is very nice. So my intention is that before I die, I have to donate it to the medical school so that the new medical student can see that a man lived. His name was Counselor Luto and had 2-3 different colors of penis. You mean I can't do that?
Yes, because you see, the moment you die, your body becomes goose. And the goose have its owner. So the owner of the goose is the family. So you cannot tell the family what to do with your body. So if the medical facility wants to comply with your wish, they need to seek permission from the family. Very important.
Okay, but what if, so when I put that in the will too, it cannot be administered?
No, it will be useless. It's like you are sharing somebody's property. You see, you cannot make a will and then dispose of your family property and somebody's property. You only dispose of your self-acquired property.
So how do we write a will? How?
It's very technical. It's very technical, but straightforward. You know, the subject of a will can take 2 years to teach. But simply, there are 2 types of will. But I just want to tell you that to write a will, you need a technical man. You need a lawyer
to write a will.
Guide you. Because the will writing is regulated by law.
Okay.
In 1971, there was a law which regulates how to make a will.
Okay.
So the will should be in writing.
Okay.
And there are rules and regulations.
Okay.
So if you don't understand the language,
okay.
You see, for example, you cannot make a will and then you say, I give my house to Adra Mansa. Adra Mansa. You create confusion because there may be so many Adra Mansa in your family.
Okay.
Or a friend. So you create, or maybe in your mind, the Adra Mansa refers to your first daughter.
Okay.
Or your wife.
Okay.
But your sister may be called Adra Mansa. So there are languages associated with writing of wills. So we should make sure that we write our will by consulting lawyers. And there are certain things you should not do when you are writing your will. 1, don't ever think that you have the free will to dispose of your property the way you like. The law requires that you take care of your wife, your children, your father, your mother, and the family. So you don't have a situation where you are making a will and you think that you will not give anything to your wife, you will not give anything to your children, the family.
So watch it here. I'm married to a woman who is disrespectful. She doesn't regard me, but I'm afraid to divorce her because if I divorce her, people will say, can I punish her with my will?
No. You can, but the law will interfere. You see, the most important thing is that whether you like it or not, we are all here and acquiring property. You see, as we speak right now, before you start the program, I realized that when you ask about will, some people said that me acquire here, but you've forgotten that you have money in your bank account.
Yes.
God forbid, as we live here, anything can happen.
Yeah.
What happens today when you die? What about the money, your clothing? And at times, you have properties that have been given to somebody, you by somebody. I had the privilege of writing a will for a 16-year-old who is a beneficiary of a will. The father came to my office and then told me plain that, look, the first wife, they entered into the business of doing cocaine, and the woman passed away.
Okay.
So now he has gone to marry a second wife.
Okay.
And then he's giving everything to the first wife's daughter. Gave everything, cars. But at the end of the day, what happens? Told the daughter, and the daughter found himself a boyfriend.
Uh-huh.
And then the boyfriend told the daughter that, listen to me, your father's will is just a mere intention. If you want it to materialize, kill your father. And this thing came on the national television. It was on the newspapers. We've forgotten. So this 16-year-old girl poisoned the father.
The daughter.
Yes.
The stepdaughter poisoned the father. So the will enacted.
Yes.
Wow.
So please, let's be very cautious the way we disclose. Let's be highly secretive. When you are making will, don't let anybody be aware. Finally,
So at what stage or what age can one write a will?
Oh, you can write a will at the age of 18 years. You are qualified. You can write a will. But what I will prefer currently is that let's make effort. If you know that you cannot write a will, please start sharing your property now. Start sharing. See, what you do is that normally if you're a man, call your wife and tell your wife that, baby, you know, it's because of the children that we are struggling in life. So you start making gifts of your property to your wife. So you give this house to your wife. You make it in the form of a valid gift. Then you give some also to the children. So once you make gifts to your wife and it's documented, there's something we call deed of gift. Then it means that those properties have been transferred to your wife and children. So when you die and there's no will, then your children are secured.
Okay, so it means that what you are trying to let the opposite of your say, "Ubet me the nyamana ma ebusia for say gift oyire ene wo ma."
Da me pa chene say. So what no will to be your problem. Cha onyama bra otiase. Otiase. Enti me say kwame Ampaw me tiwe. Usu mi a unya hwe.
Adai.
Na pse hwe ni me dim.
What che bibia?
Na unka say na asabaja kosu mi. Sara kobra asem no. Ene kasu asem no. Unya hwe. Because you see, whatever you are acquiring.
Now, ucha nyama na microphone na de mo huja.
No, ucha. My wife is paying who say watch it. But I'm calling no man can't no more. And it's me kum them.
Na o wife is kun so no aduane ma.
Oh, they beat you. They say catch your wife and they say, baby.
I'm baby.
Baby, you say me dear. My money making machine. What did I say? Mr. Bed, my wife be coming. Okay. Because me no catch any say me ye japadia mo.
Ah, what man say dia we nyina ne dia.
Ni nia ye ono ne nkwala na dia.
Eti onku.
What did I say? So that's what you need to do. Listen to me. When you go to Cape Coast, Takrade, and Winneba, and there's a place in Dansoma, and that's what I'm about. Towards the Kifit. All the men in that lane are dead and gone. And their wife have taken over their properties.
Hey. In the Soman Kifit area?
Yes.
But the women are there?
There. Oh, yes, yeah. Because a man, I dream only about Mutimuni say, only know no one say we are Japadie. Now we chip now for her. Now I dream about Mutim. I told you so that pastor says so Asham combone.
I saw for the share combone.
Yes.
I think there's a you didn't say was side checker.
Yes, they can kill you.
Okuntem.
Yes.
This is why I say if you have a side chick, settle her first before your wife knows. To Aswakasa.
So we should be very cautious. That's once we are alive, we make our will to protect our children and wife, mother, and then father before we leave. And then it's very, very, very important that in making a will, let your wife know of what you have done.
You know, Lawyer Ampaw has constantly emphasized on when you are making a will, let your wife know. Let your wife know. So, those of us who have more than one wife, what do we do? Which of the wives should know?
Sir, if you are married under the customary law,
yes,
then you are permitted to have a lot of wives.
So I have four now.
Let them all be aware of what you have, and then you share among them equally. But if you have side chick, then you are in trouble. So now I have a situation whereby this man have 12 kids all over the regions.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. What
Every
tribe?
region that he goes.
What tribe? What tribe is the man?
Anyway.
Hallelujah. I go for you. I go for you.
So this man makes will in every region. He gives the property there to that wife in that region. Okay. So upon the death of the man, there was nothing to share. Everything has been transferred. And I saved another woman, a foreign woman. It's a Russian woman. He got married to this Ashanti man. And you know about that Ashanti custom.
Yes.
So before the husband died, I called the husband and said, look, if you leave this woman who is a foreigner, your family will throw her out of the matrimonial home. So quickly make a gift, not a will. So I prepare a gift of gifts and everything in the name of this woman and the children. So after the funeral, they called family meeting to share the property. And they told the woman that, look, get ready to leave with the next available plane because your husband's property belongs to the family. Then at the meeting, we produce the deed of gift where the man has made a gift to the wife and the children. And that ends the case.
Wow. Wow. I mean, there are a lot of wisdom. Are you learning something? Oh, then clap.
And then what about the ladies?
Clap for Lawyer Ampaw. Clap for
No,
Lawyer
the
Ampaw.
ladies.
Which of the ladies?
Our women.
Is it a shy chick or the original
No,
one?
the original. Our wives.
Uh-huh.
They don't normally make will and add our name.
But can they have? Can your wife have a will?
Yes, they are spouses. By law, they also have properties and assets. So our women, when they are making will, they don't take care of us.
So your woman's, my wife's property. Wait, Lawyer Ampaw. My wife's property I know is shoes, dresses, skirt, weave on.
Listen to me.
I'm listening.
I told my wife that, God forbid, if she takes the lead, I'll fight over her property.
Why?
For my girl child. I have one daughter, Maureen. So every day, I normally monitor my wife's clothing and properties, braziers and everything to ensure that they are accountable. Because you see, and I know she will not make a will. I know. But she's thinking that Lawyer Ampaw will go first. That's how women are. So if she takes the lead, then I will be able to account for this property. And in law, according to PND's law 111, then an asset will be mine and the children. So I'll take about 80% of the assets, the estate of my wife, and then the family will take 10%, and if my wife's parents are alive, they also take 10%.
Then you and the children will take 80.
80.
No, wait, hold on here. I mean, imagine in Ghana, your wife dies, and you are fighting over your wife's property, not because she has built a house, not because she has a car, not because she has a factory, but Peruvian hair, skirt, panties, brazier, shoes, makeups. You are fighting. Wouldn't they call you a fool?
The law says that, according to PNS 111, the moment any spouse passes away,
yes,
the household chattels, personal belongings,
like
and effects,
the utensils,
yes,
you collect all.
Yes, belongs to the spouse and children.
Jesus.
So that when my wife passes away, everything that is personal is mine and my children. So it's not the sister, not the head of the family. So please, let's follow the law.
Hello.
The law do not discriminate. So the men, we should not think that it is only the man who have to make a will. Monitor your wife assets.
Clap your hands for Lawyer Ampaw. No, but pay because honestly speaking, what he's saying for me is the first time I'm thinking in that direction. Because naturally when they hear you are fighting over, even when your wife has a house, and people hear that open it down, they'll deal with you. Now, when your party will sit down, but right now, the shoes I will monitor.
Yes, the fridge.
I will monitor.
The clothing.
I will monitor. The blender.
The blender.
I will monitor.
Underwear.
I will monitor.
Asanka.
I will monitor.
And everything.
So, right now, women, you also have right to write a will now. Ampaw.
And finally, please, let's be very careful.
Okay.
Because these days, a lot of men are concealing their assets.
Okay.
There is this man who died and had 3 billion cedis with a neighbor.
A neighbor?
Yes, 3 billion. Gave the money to the neighbor, 3 billion, and every month the neighbor gives the man 10%. But the man did not disclose this to the wife.
Okay.
So now the man is gone, and then that man is saying that money has never been a loan. It's not a loan. But there are people who can testify that money is a loan. So at times, we have properties here and there, the men especially, we have property here and there, we give money here and there. Let's begin to make sure that our wives.
But Lawyer Ampaw, you see, you are confusing me right now. The same person you say when we tell the people to, they will let us go fast.
No. I say, tell your wife.
I'm saying they too, when they know, they will let us go fast.
No woman will kill you if you are transparent with how you are managing and then distributing your assets.
So tell her that you are building a house for her in Trasako. Is that what you are saying?
Tell her that house belongs to their children.
And not her.
Please, yes. Don't ever give your house to your wife alone. Listen to me.
Why? Tell us.
Don't give your house to your wife, your matrimonial home over to your wife, and then you leave the children. Do you know what happens? I'm 52 years.
Yes.
Now, my wife is 45.
Yes. You've done the correct number.
Imagine I'm gone.
Imagine you are dead.
Even as I'm alive, somebody is in love with my wife.
Which is good.
No, what good?
But if somebody is loving your wife, it's not good.
I'm saying that my wife may have ex.
No.
Somebody is praying that Lawyer Ampaw takes the lead.
Go so that she will come.
So if you don't take her at my funeral,
yes,
whilst my wife is crying,
yes,
you see somebody say, Mrs. Ampaw, no problem. And you know women, when they fall in love, it's very dangerous. Now my wife, after 1 year, fall in love with this man. And then they come and take over my house. My twins. You know, when the woman starts impregnating my wife, and they have children, and my twins start accepting their rights, knowing very well that this was their matrimonial home, the man can begin to fight my wife. And you see the way my children are disrespected. So when they move them out of the house. And if you have a woman who is deeply in love with that man, they will sack your own children. So it is better if the house is one, tell the wife that you are giving this house to your children, and then he can stay in so far as he is single. But the moment she marries, she should move and start a new home, so that you empower your children to protect your legacy for you. That's my advice for you.
Put your hands together for this advice. Any question for this advice? You got me. I don't want to ask questions on your behalf. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3 questions quickly for Lawyer Ampaw. And then Dr. Agriabegu Santana hits the ground running. Then I do the giving my things. Okay.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, brother.
Please, I have a question. I need an indication. You made mention of gift. For instance, I will marry my wife, and my wife don't respect me, and I'm in a new relationship with a new girlfriend. So regardless of that, maybe I can give her a gift, half of my property, but it's a gift. So per the law, after I've gone, so will the law fight back and give it to my wife or not?
You see, the law is quite clear. Under Article 22 of our Constitution, the law says that a spouse shall not be deprived of a reasonable provision of the estate of the other spouse. Meaning, whether you make a will or you don't make a will, the moment you die, the husband or wife is entitled to a reasonable provision. And then also under Section 13 of the Wills Act, when you fail to take care of your wife and children and dependent, they can go to court and apply for a reasonable provision of the estate to be given to them. So now the law is interfering with your own freedom to give your assets or your property to those you want to give. Because you don't want a situation whereby your wife and children depends on you, but at the end of the day, you make a will and you deprive them. I can remember there was this case involving one of the biggest lawyers in this country. The father just died, and we all were in the courtroom, high court, and the will was about to be read. And the man gave everything to the wife, children, and when he got to the family, he only gave the family the presby hymn and the Bible. In such scenario, the family can go to court and under section 13 ask for a reasonable provision because the family also contributed to the development and success of this man. So that is my advice to you. Let's start thinking of making wills, or let's start sharing our properties once we are alive, so that we avoid a lot of fight. As we speak right now, if you fail to do so, you die and go, and your children will start fighting, your family will start fighting over whatever you have in the family.
Lawyer, please, my question is, if my mom is building and she already has 2 grown daughters, and we add our money to her to help her to build, and I have a stepdad who didn't add even a peso to it, and when my mom dies, does the stepfather has a share in the house? Like, can he fight us and take the house from
Yes.
us? And my second question is, can my stepson also come in and claim something from the dad's property?
No. No. Listen to me. Your mom's property, once you have contributed, your interest will be calculated by the court. Then the interest of your mom, when he dies, that portion will go to your father, because your father will be entitled to a portion of your mother's estate, which includes the house. So, for example, any contribution you make, the court can value the house and say maybe your contribution is 80%, and then 20% goes to your family, your mother. That 20% will go to your father and you, the children, again. Because an appearance in the 111, that house, apart from you taking your interest out, belongs to your father and the children. And then the second is that, why do you think that I've married to you? Then you have a step, and that step will want to share in my property. No, that step is not my child until I decide to adopt him in law, or I decide to take care of him. That is where the law will make provision for. But if not, the law will not allow your stepson to share in my property.
Okay, hello.
But your stepson can share in your property.
Okay, Okay, lawyer, I just want to find out, in case someone has a diary that writes anything in, that if I die, this is how I want something to be done about my will, like my property. But the person doesn't go to any lawyer for any legal counseling. And in the course of the barrier, they find out that either diary or any booklet. Can something be done about it?
You see, there is a formula in law, the way will are prepared. So if whatever you wrote in the booklet does not meet that requirement, for example, every will must be witnessed by 2 people at the same time, and they should not be blind. So a blind person cannot witness a will. What is he witnessing? You getting me? So if you have a will, secondly, there is a way you have to, the language you have to use, and then so there's a formality. And quite recently, today, one lawyer and a Catholic priest is facing a criminal charge for forgery. So these days, people can forge wills. When you die and you don't make a will, you can get a lawyer who can backdate and prepare a quick will and place it. And then it creates problem for you. My problem is not about you. You live peacefully with your family and your mother, but now when you are gone, you have left everything to the state to decide. So if you don't take care, somebody that you don't love will start sharing your estates. That's my worry. So let's be smart enough. If you think that making of a will is going to be difficult, then try to make a gift whilst you are alive. And the best gift you have to do, think of your wife, think of your children, think think of your mom and dad, and then think of the family. It's better to give your family something. I would prefer that after sharing all my property, if I have a cocoa farm or a one plot in my village, I would rather give that one to the family. So they take their eyes off the properties in Accra. But there are some men, you give everything to your child and the children, and you need a family and your mother. That is where they'll start worrying them. So it's better to take care. Don't do what we call irresponsible will. Don't be so emotional. That woman that you hate so much has contributed something in your life. So once you're alive, take care of your wife, take care of your children, take care of your mom and dad, and then take care of the family. Balance will. Then the court law will accept your wish. If not, society will decide who gets what and how. Very, very important. And because it's very expensive to litigate. Currently, when you want to see a lawyer who is 10 years and above, consulting fee is 1,000 Ghana. And then your estate will be valued and you pay 30% of the value as a legal fee for letter of administration and all that. It's very expensive. So it's better to make a will and then cut off all these expenses and leave this world in peace. And afterwards, your parents, your family, and your children and your wife can enjoy that peace after your marriage, your death.
Okay, lawyer, my question is, does the law has or take or considers traditions and customs?
Very, very important.
Okay, so let's say from where I come, when you have a child outside marriage, you would have to perform, you are not married to the child's mother, you would have to perform some particular right for the child to inherit your name or bear your name and then enjoy your assets. Now, you have personally disowned this child. The family and everybody knows. So the child doesn't live with you, nothing, no communication whatsoever. And you are about to die and you do this deed of gift. But your wife also dies shortly with the deed of gift, and nobody can, nobody knows where that deed is. Now, it's assumed that you died in a state, so they go to courts for letters of administration. Is the court going to bring in this stepson as a child, a legitimate child, to inherit the property? And if it is also known that you have disowned your family, they know you have disowned them, so your funeral and everything has been the burden of your wife alone. Is the law going to bring in your stepson and this family you have personally disowned to be a part of your property?
You see, the law does not discriminate. It's an offense to any child to refer that child as a child born out of wedlock. Every child, once it's your child, the law does not discriminate. So if you have your wife, a husband who have a child outside, that child is covered. As I speak right now, if I have a child anywhere, after I'm gone, that child is entitled to my estate. The law does not discriminate. So once you have a child outside marriage, that child is protected. And then also, it's very, very important for us to know that if you are not married, those who are cohabitating in Panachia, the law quietly, 2016, the former Chief Justice had made a ruling, it's current, that there is nothing good that comes out of impanachia, because impanachia is not recognized by law. By customary law, which if you look at Article 11 of our Constitution, it talks about the laws of Ghana. Customary law is key. Customary law does not recognize concubine. I can't see anywhere where you can go and bring the family, your family, and the girls, the concubine family, to say that, oh, and then when it comes to the law, there is no law govern concubine. And then if you are in a concubine relationship, don't think of having access to your concubine's property. So when you are now you see, we have this mentality that then, and I have a child with this man for 10 years, If you are not a wife, you are not a wife. No matter how long you stay with a man, if 20 years, it doesn't qualify you to be a customary marriage. So we should be very careful. And in concubine relationship, because the law discriminates against concubines, make sure that everything you do in concubine relationship is documented. You see, for example, if you die, your wife at all costs will have portion of your estate. But if you're a concubine and you die, and then you contributed to the concubine estate, we have situations where two people are living, but they are not married, but they decide to build together. But in building together, you must have document. You must have something to show that you contributed to the building. If you are going to buy tomatoes in the concubine relationship, write it down. If you are giving a loan to your boyfriend, write it down. If your boyfriend is going to have sex with you, write it down. Yes, the day, yes, because sexual relationship is a commercial activity. Yes, sex in law, the law have value for sex. That is why when your wife, you are divorcing your wife, the law take into consideration the number of times you have had sexual relationship with your wife, and says that your wife have indirectly contributed to your success. Because we all know, you can take judicial notice of the fact that when you go to circle and someplace, when you are going in for short time, how much is short time?
Short time, it depending on the time you are going.
And you know that one, so you don't hold the breast.
Yes,
you don't
the short time is just.
And at times the guests, they will not allow you to get closer.
No. Just enter.
Pepe. And that one too, there's time limit.
Yes, but if you go after 12, it's 15 cities.
15 cities.
Before 12 is 20. And if you go like 3 o'clock, you can get 8 cities.
Now, the whole day too.
No, oh, that one you are paying 120 Ghana cities.
Good.
If you get opportunity from 6 o'clock to another 2 o'clock. Yeah, I'm an agent.
Yes. So imagine a woman that you are married to for 20 years. The number of sex that you have with your wife, if they are to value it, it can build 3-bedroom self-contained.
Well, what are you telling them?
It's true.
It's
true.
I was not here, so, but this thing Ampaw just said. I thank you very much. Put your hands together for the man.
Thank you very much.
This Ampaw. Ampaw, do you mind sharing your number, or does you call me because you don't like sharing now? Because okay, so get in touch with me. You want to write a will. This is our own company lawyer. He does everything with us. Lawyer Ampaw has opened my eyes. I know your eyes open. Some of the questions are very personal. I will continue another time.